Clerk will please prepare the machine. Has every member voted? If so, clerk will close the machine and ascertain the result. On that question, 49 ayes, 49 having indicated their presence, 51 absent. There not being a quorum, the ruling chair is a quorum is not present. Gentleman from the 58th.
What?
And 50-50 is quorum, right?
No.
We'll reopen it just
No, well, no, we're fine. That's fine. Okay. Just request. To the members, the machine is still open. If you have not voted, please vote. Okay. Has every member voted? Okay. If so, the clerk will close the machine and ascertain the result. On that question, 51 members having indicated their presence, 49 absent, a quorum is present. Reading of the journal.
Journal of the House of Delegates, Charleston, Thursday, January 21st, 2016.
Gentleman from the 8th, Delegate Anderson.
Speaker, I ask unanimous consent the further reading of the journal be dispensed with and that it be approved as having been read.
Gentleman from the 8th, asks unanimous consent that further reading of the journal be dispensed with, the journal be approved as having been read. Is there objection? Chair is none. Journal is approved as having been read. Introduction of guests. Gentleman from the 22nd, Delegate Moffitt.
I just thank everyone for showing up, and I want to introduce our two pages. If you need anything, we have Lindsay Moffitt on this side and MJ Moffitt on that side. Please make them welcome.
Reports of standing committees.
Committee on Banking and Insurance has had under consideration House Bill 4043, adjusting the risk-based capital trend test for life and health insurers. Reports the same back with recommendation that it do pass, that it be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Report be received and the bill be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Committee on Banking and Insurance has had under consideration House Bill 4144 relating to risk-based capital reporting for health organizations. Reports the same back with the recommendation that it do pass, that it be referred to Committee on Judiciary.
Report be received and the bill be referred to the Committee on the Judiciary.
Committee on Banking and Insurance has had under consideration House Bill 4146 providing insurance cover abuse deterrent opioid analgesic drugs. Reports the same back with amendment with recommendation that it do pass, that it be referred to the Select Committee on Prevention and Treatment of Substance Abuse.
Report be received and the bill be referred to the Select Committee on Prevention and Treatment of Substance Abuse.
Committee on Small Business, Entrepreneurship, and Economic Development has had under consideration House Bill 2615, West Virginia Small Business Capital Act. Reports the same back with amendment with the recommendation that it do pass, that it be referred to Committee on Finance.
Report be received and the bill be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Committee on Health and Human Resources has had under consideration House Bill 4119, Department of Health and Human Resources, rule relating to qualifications for a restricted provisional license to practice as a social worker within the department. House Bill 4120, rule relating to goals for foster children. House Bill 4128, rule relating to nursing home administrators. House Bill 4129, rule relating to the licensure and practice of pharmacy. House Bill 4130, rule relating to the Uniform Controlled Substances Act. House Bill 4131, rule relating to record keeping and automated data processing systems. House Bill 4132, rule relating to the licensure of wholesale drug distributors, third-party logistics providers, and manufacturers. And House Bill 4136, rule relating to the licensure of speech pathology and audiology. Reports the same back with recommendation that each do pass and that they be referred to the Committee on Judiciary.
Report be received and each bill be referred to the Committee on the Judiciary.
Committee on Health and Human Resources has had under consideration House Bill 4118, Department of Health and Human Resources, rule relating to West Virginia Works Program sanctions, and House Bill 4125, rule relating to the establishment and regulation of limited license to practice medicine and surgery at certain state veterans nursing home facilities. Reports the same back with amendment with recommendation that it do pass as amended, that it be referred to Committee on Judiciary.
Report be received and each bill be referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Reports of select committees. Messages from the executive. Messages from the Senate. Resolutions.
House Concurrent Resolution 21 by Delegates Howell, Blair, and others, study impact of reimbursing the state of Maryland for the use of its helicopter, Maryland Trooper 5, for runs into West Virginia.
Resolution will be referred to the Committee on Finance and then to Rules. Petitions. Motions. Bills introduced.
House Bill 4223 by Delegates Treecross, Boggs, and others, authorizing individuals and business concerns to practice sponsorship relative to courtesy patrol vehicles in exchange for advertisement displays.
Gentleman from the 58th.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent that further reading of bills introduced be dispensed with and each bill be considered formally introduced and referred to the appropriate committee as listed on the chamber automation system.
The gentleman from the 58th asks unanimous consent that further reading of bills introduced be dispensed with, that each bill be considered formally introduced and referred to the appropriate committees as indicated on the chamber automation system. Is there objection? Chair hears none. Each bill will be so introduced and referred. Unfinished business. Okay. Wait. Okay. Gentleman from the 58th.
So he hadn't said that yet. No.
Bills on third reading. Gentleman from the 58th.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent bills on third reading lie over and retain their place on the calendar.
The gentleman from the 58th asks unanimous consent that bills on third reading lie over and retain their place on the calendar. Is there objection? Chair hears none. Each bill on third reading will lie over and retain its place on the calendar. Bills on second reading. Gentleman from the 58th.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent that bills on second reading lie over and retain their place on the calendar.
The gentleman from the 58th asks unanimous consent that all bills on second reading lie over and retain their place on the calendar. Is there objection? Chair hears none. Each bill on second reading will lie over and retain its place on the calendar. Bills on first reading. Gentleman from the 58th.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask unanimous consent that bills on first reading lie over and retain their place on the calendar.
The gentleman from the 58th asks unanimous consent that all bills on first reading lie over and retain their place on the calendar. Is there objection? Chair hears none. Each bill on first reading will lie over and retain its place on the calendar. Leaves of absence. Gentleman from the 58th.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. For our colleagues, Delegates Ambler, Bates, Blackwell, Blair, Boggs, Border, Byrd, Caputo, Cooper, Dean, Duke, Eldridge, Ellington. A. Evans, Farrow, Fleischauer, Foster, Guthrie, Hamilton, Hamrick, Hartman, Hicks, Hornbuckle, Householder, Ireland, Longstreth, Lynch, Mansion, Markham, McGeehan, Miley, Moore, Morgan, Moy, J. Nelson, Purdue, Pethel, Reynolds, Rodigario, Rohrbach, Schaefer, Skinner, Sabonia, Sponagle, Storch, Weld, Westfall, White, and Zetezela. That's actually the longest in history. Thank you.
Without objection, leaves will be granted. Remarks by members of the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from the 58th.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. By way of an introduction,
The gentleman may proceed. Without objection, gentleman may proceed.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by our doctor of the day on this snowy winter day is Dr. Joe Reedy of Buchanan. If the House will make the good doctor welcome.
Further remarks by members. Miscellaneous business. Gentleman from the 58th. Miscellaneous business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given the snow and the storm that's coming, we're going to come in late on Monday and start at 1 o'clock. So give a little extra time for folks to travel back from the storm. It may be even more difficult for some to get back here to the chamber for Monday's business. So we just want everyone to be safe, and it looks like we're going to come in at 1 o'clock on Monday, and we don't anticipate any meetings Monday morning. So we ask all the members to be safe, and on your travels today, I think it's snowing out there right now, but I'd heard earlier this is one of the biggest, maybe the top 10 storms we've seen in decades in West Virginia. So it's a serious issue, and be safe. But subject to announcements, Mr. Speaker, I move the House stand adjourned until 1 p.m. on Monday.
Are there announcements? Gentleman from the 27th, Delegate Schott.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Judiciary Committee will meet at 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon. The agenda will be posted.
Gentleman from the 66th, Delegate Espinosa.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Education will meet Monday, January 25th at 3 p.m. in the Education Committee room. The agenda is posted.
Gentleman from the 56th, Delegate Howe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Government Organization will meet at 3 p.m. on Monday in the House Gov Board room. The agenda will be posted.
Gentleman from the 24th, Delegate Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At 12 o'clock on Monday, co-caucus will meet. Co keeps lights on. Thank you.
Gentleman from 35th, Delegate Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Finance shall meet Monday at 2 p.m. to continue budget hearings. DEP at 2 p.m., followed by the Department of Veterans Assistance at 3:30, up in the House Finance Committee room. Thank you.
Further announcements? Not question for the House. This is a motion by the gentleman from the 58th that the House stand adjourned until 1 p.m. on Monday. All those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The House is adjourned until 1 p.m. on Monday.
A very brief session in the House of Delegates today as they just do some procedural moves to keep all the bills in place so that they return on Monday at 1 o'clock. They can pass. There are 3 bills up for passage, several bills on second reading. They'll take that up on Monday at 1 o'clock, and you can see it here on the West Virginia channel. We will be back at 10 o'clock this morning for today's Senate floor session. That will be just as brief as well. And due to the weather, the legislature today will not be produced tonight. The program returns on Monday. We'll be back at 10 with the Senate floor session. For now, I'm Beth Voorhees for the West Virginia Channel, a service of West Virginia Public Broadcasting.